folks, welcome to Coffee with the K's. This is a little different tack we're taking here. Today I'm going to be the barista with Josh's coaching, and y'all are going to see how we make our coffee. This is not a Starbucks, by the way. As you can see, this is Josh's place. So, it's got all the stuff Starbucks has plus. So.
If you guys have a chance, this is a book by Brian Jones. It's called Brew Better Coffee at Home. And this has been a great resource because it gives you an explanation as to why the ratio of 7-to-1 is important when it comes to the water to the coffee. So for the French press, we're going to do 53 grams of coffee beans to 750 milliliters of water. So
You got that.
Man, you got like
You got that, huh?
scientific.
that's the idea.
There it is, 53.
Right on the dot.
What skills I have.
You're
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
I just like to eat the beans, you know.
I know. I just like to drink the coffee.
All right, here we go, folks.
Hold your
Okay,
There you go.
now we got some awesome coffee here. Wow. By the way, what's the best coffee in the world?
Guatemalan.
There we go.
I bought you some Guatemalan also.
And usually,
I was
like,
trying not to get it all over your counter, but since you
Yeah.
said that, I
Got it all over the
over,
counter.
You're gonna pour until you get to 750.
slowly.
Yeah,
Nice.
slowly and kind of swirl it around, and however you feel when you're doing it.
Man, that water is hot. I'm gonna tell you what.
See, then I can measure Mom's out.
You have
The
two
other
scales?
scale- I have two scales.
I don't think we're gonna have enough water.
To get to 70, 750, 750.
Yeah, but
There you go.
756.
Okay.
That's a little more just for luck.
There you go. Alright, so put the top on it then.
This thing?
Yeah. And don't plunge it just yet. Just put it on and let it sit. And set the timer for 4 minutes. And we leave it just like that.
Okay.
Okay. So then for the pour over, that'll be for Mom.
Is that the timer?
I set the timer.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, timer's going. So there's the grounds for Mom. Now I always like to rinse the filter first, or you could just do that. That'll work too.
No, that was one of your secrets, I remember.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know. Mom doesn't do that. Do
No,
you
I
do
do.
that?
I do.
You rinse the filter?
I do.
Okay.
Yep, I started doing that.
And the reason is?
Because it gets
Then
rid
you
of
don't taste the filter. Sometimes you taste this paper taste.
There's dust that builds up in the paper filters, and so that kind of gets rid of all of it. So then that way it tastes better.
It's kind of like some places we get coffee, we don't like the cup. I can taste the cup.
Yeah. So and I recently found out that sometimes they line the cups with plastic.
Oh,
And I'm wondering if
If
that's
it's
some of the reasons
plastic
why.
that
Yeah, it's like
tastes-
either the plastic is better or it's the paper that's the problem. I don't know.
Alright, so gently pouring the hot
Yeah.
water over the grounds.
Yeah, and you want to get them all wet, and it'll kind of bloom. It'll kind of pop up.
I could be doing like a close
So you do this a little at a time, right?
Yeah, a little bit at a time. I usually get it to where it starts to bubble, so I usually pour it and watch those bubbles pop up, because that's all carbon dioxide that's getting released from the grounds. And you want those bubbles to come out. When it starts to go down, you pour it again. Now there's some people I know that prefer to have like a steady drip going the entire time, like the same amount of water that comes out the bottom is what's going in the top. I don't necessarily feel like you have to do that. I mean, some people just pour it all in there.
Well, the one
and let it go.
barista we went to, she actually stirred it. She dumped the water
You
in and then
stirred the grounds?
Stirred the grounds,
and
yeah.
stirred the ground.
That just makes it go through the filter.
Yeah, that's
I
exactly.
mean, it was really good coffee, so I wasn't going to argue. But
Yeah, I mean,
Did you drink it down to the end?
Yeah.
it was very good. It was a Colombian.
Was it Colombian?
Yeah, We even bought some.
I thought it was that El Salvador.
Oh, it might have been.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, Intelligentsia, El Salvador.
That was the one.
Salvador, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
You weren't on the camera.
Okay.
Sorry. He
Okay,
thought he
I can
was
hear
on.
my voice.
Sorry, folks. He was showing you the coffee, and I didn't move the camera.
You know, and we're not really measuring the water here too, so you know, frequently want to kind of check and see.
That runs through faster than mine.
Well, it's the grind size that determines how fast the water runs through.
Oh, okay.
So if you want the water to run through faster, you need to grind it to a coarser level, which you can't do if you just have one of those cheap electric grinders. That's why I have a bird grinder.
Like we have.
Like I have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I shake it up.
That's why when you were like, why do you need another grinder? I was trying to explain, because then you can control, you know.
I'm not at that level yet.
Yeah.
Are you gonna want cream or anything with this?
Probably, yes. There we go.
Alright, and there's the timer for...
So now we plunges?
Yes. Slowly. And the 2 glasses for that are over here.
Oh, that's just, it's like dynamite. You're gonna.
There you go.
Well,
There's a lot of resistance on
the
that.
top
Yeah.
isn't all the way on.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, peanut gallery.
Yeah,
Over here.
backseat coffee maker.
Backseat barista.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. You ever heard of that?
Yes, too many baristas in the kitchen.
When you're in my apartment, it's like the entire apartment's the kitchen. But
Yes. That's what we miss
And
about
she
your
is down.
all right. So now you could pour it into the.
Okay, well, explain to Dad what you're doing over there, because we have that
Oh.
at our house.
Oh, okay. Well, this is just.
A frother.
This is a frother. Yeah, an espresso frother. There's nothing super special about it. I mean, it's good. It's a good frother, but it's not like, you know.
You don't measure
Whoa,
anything.
it's a frother. You know,
Yeah.
It's just, you know. Yeah, I mean, you just dump the cream in there, and you put it on the thing, and it spins and heats it up, and then you get foamy cream. So.
There you go.
What's that? You put the thing and the thing, and then.
And then you do the thing.
Give me the coffee.
There you go.
Alright, so now I get to pour mine in the cup.
Yeah. So you hold it up and show them when you pour it.
Yeah.
And then whatever's left, you can just put in mine.
Ta-da! Is it heavy?
It is heavy.
It doesn't pour very fast.
Well, you know, it might be the top might be turned around.
No, I mean, it's like there's a hole.
Okay. That looks good.
There we go.
Smells good.
So that's a metal French press.
Yes.
Ours is a glass French press.
Is it?
Ours is glass.
Yeah. So I've had all three. I've had glass, metal, and ceramic, and I think the metal is the best because the metal keeps it hot, and because you know you have to. The extraction process takes about 4 minutes, you know, and you have to.
So that
let it
you just
sit.
soak it. You're soaking
Yes.
it in the.
Yeah, you're letting all of the beans get mixed in with the water. That's the extraction. And then, and that's the problem is in some of these other ones, like the glass one, it starts to cool off. So some people will wrap their French presses with towels
Oh.
to try to keep them insulated. But I've never had to do that with the metal one. I like the metal one just fine.
I've just met a lot more people recently that like French. I was surprised that they do a French press, but I don't know that they grind the beans and stuff. A lot of people just buy the ground coffee.
Yeah, well you could do that. I mean, you know, grinding it yourself, it's like I said,
It's fresher.
well, you can control your grind size. There's like a lot of times when it's already ground, it's made for drip coffee. It's not necessarily made for pour
Alright,
over French
we're
press.
done.
All right.
So here's the cream. Now you like the foam on top,
Yeah.
so you just tip it and scoop it out and lay it over the top. I don't need any cream. And then whatever's left, I usually float it over the spoon on top of Mom's, and that way hers will be a little bit more dense, but the cream will kind of sink. It makes a layer. You guys have no idea how nervous I am right now.
Why? Why are you nervous?
I don't know. It's like this is normally my thing, and I'm just
We're
like,
invading
yeah.
his space.
Yeah, but like float it over the spoon. So I hold the spoon upside down,
Yeah.
and then I just kind of gently pour it over the top like
Is
that.
too much coffee in there?
Maybe, but it'll be alright. It'll be alright. Just if it starts to get towards the top, then you can just stop.
I can't see it. I'm coming around.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you just float it over the top like that, and then it kind of layers. Perfect.
Ta-da!
There it is.
That's good. That's good. So
All
hold
right.
yours up so you can see.
All right, there's Dad's.
Look
That's
at that
Ron.
piece
You
of
did good.
work, man.
Ooh,
You did
all
good.
right,
There you
Josh's
go.
is black,
And
and
mine's-
mine you can't see
yeah.
the layers.
I know. No, it's okay.
It's
But
just a good cup.
he almost made a heart. It's good.
Oh, he's so sweet. All right,
All
so
right.
now we have to go
Over
into
to the
the other
table.
room. So
Okay, here we are.
We're
here we
back.
are.
Yeah.
Coffee with the K's.
So it was a long trip to the coffee spa, but we're back at the table now.
There you go.
Ron
All right,
made the
it's
coffee.
a lot
Here
of
we
fun.
go.
See how this is. Let's see. All right.
It's delicious,
Oh, it's
honey.
pretty good.
You
Man,
did
that's the
good.
best coffee you ever made,
Oh
Josh.
yeah.
I know. I was gonna taste it and go.
Oh.
No.
I like your mug.
I do. It's a nice mug.
Oh
Very
yes. Can the people see it? Show it. Hold it up. Ron
don't
K's
know.
music instructor. We need to get more of those. That
Yeah.
was a good idea.
Good. Except
I think people would like a Ron K's music instruction mug.
it
Or a
took me
coffee
a
with the
while
K's
to.
mug.
Yeah, coffee with the K's.
Coffee
That's
with
what
the
we need.
K's.
It. How come we haven't done that already?
I
Come
don't
on.
know. Well,
Coffee with the K's
it's
mug.
our fourth season,
Yeah.
and so maybe this is a fourth season thing. We get coffee with the K's mugs and hats.
There we go.
I
you go.
don't know.
We have to go back in previous episodes and like pull out catchphrases, like things, put it on T-shirts. Coffee.
There we go.
If, if I had one
phrases.
criticism of my coffee,
Yes,
I put too much cream in.
I think you did. I
Yeah.
was watching you because I was getting worried that you were hogging all the cream. Not that I
She
really.
was getting worried.
I
That's
wasn't really upset about you. I was like, no,
Yes.
save me the cream.
There is more cream. You could just pour it in there and do another
No,
one.
it's fine.
There's
It's very
plenty
good.
of cream there.
It
Yeah.
does. I will say though, for me, I really like to see it. I mean, I
Okay.
like this mug, but I really like having a glass mug.
Where you can see the layers.
So
and
I
all
can
that
see the
stuff.
layers.
Yeah,
It tastes
yeah.
better. It just tastes
No,
better.
I
that way.
understand that.
It's the whole Gordon Ramsay presentation thing.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Because in the afternoon, when I make my, like in the afternoon when I get
We'll
home,
have to have Gordon Ramsay over.
We
I know,
will.
right? Yeah, that's it.
but we have a thing now. We do coffee with just Dad and I have coffee without you. I know it's very sad, but
yeah.
Sacrilege.
I get home from school sooner than you do, so we sit down and we drink coffee. And
Oh, okay.
I do the grinding and stuff, and I make it for me. I don't make it for him.
If I got
just
to
make-
a burr grinder, would you use it?
I don't know. I mean, it was pretty easy. I don't know
Yeah.
that I would measure the beans, but I
Okay.
we'll have to see. I might.
Yeah,
I might
that's
do it.
kind of high tech with the scale and all that,
Yeah, but I mean that's how
But
you.
it does taste better because there's times when I make it and I just throw the beans in and,
Well,
and
and-
it's a little bitter.
I guess it depends on who you are and what you look for and what your personality is. For me, I want to make sure that when I make the cup of coffee that it's the same quality every time. And it's one of the reasons why I think you guys always say how good coffee is over here. And I think that that's a huge contributing factor because it's the same process, same method. I measure it out,
I don't know, and it's good. And Dad's blood sugar goes down every time we come.
I
over,
know.
so
I
it's
know.
got to be. A
But
good
not
thing.
everybody is like that. That's good. Not everybody is like that. Some people just want the coffee, and I guess if you just want the coffee, then just
Then you
grind
get
it
a
up. And,
Keurig.
there's a lot of people that drink coffee, but a lot of those people just give me some coffee.
Yes,
Right,
that's
yeah,
what Josh
yeah.
is saying.
That's-
But I've been
They're
surprised.
not, stopping to smell the roses.
No.
Right.
But in the afternoon, I do drink a cup of coffee, and I put it in a glass mug because But I've been trying not to drink as much cream, so I don't always put the cream in. But I like watching that in the layers.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people I know that when you mention coffee, they do the French press. That's very common these days.
Yeah.
Because it's actually pretty easy. Now, I don't think that all these people I know, I can think of like 4 people at school, a couple of students, that they do French press, and I don't know that they grind the beans. I think they just buy ground beans and put it in, but it's easy. It's almost, to them, it's almost just as easy as doing the Keurig, because they just pour it in, put it in, and leave it. They keep getting ready for work, and then they press
longer.
it. But yeah, but if you're doing it while you're getting ready for like that second cup of coffee, I don't know. Whatever.
I feel like Keurig has gotten better.
How much time did we leave it in there before we pushed the plunger?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just cooking that whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, that's
Now,
like
this
key.
brings to mind a parallel to a musical situation.
Okay.
Oh, tell us,
really?
dear.
Can you imagine that on
Give
this
us your
show?
wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I recently had a student who was taking lessons somewhere else, and he said that the person teaching the lessons told him he didn't need to know scales and music theory to play the guitar. It's not necessary.
Okay.
And when I heard that, I was like, well, obviously that didn't work, because he came here.
Yeah, right.
Knowing that he was going to get.
He's not his teacher anymore, right? Yeah.
Score, the scales and.
Mm-hmm.
Well, theoretically, people do play without knowing that, but we believe it's better to have all of the knowledge that you can have.
Well, this is what I'm saying. My correlation to the coffee.
Oh, I'm.
Whoa!
Okay.
I'm still not there yet. The coffee hasn't kicked in yet. I need more coffee. My brain's not quite.
Because you can drink coffee.
Yeah.
And you could just
don't need to know nothing. You get some community coffee.
Right.
Put it in the percolator.
7-Eleven makes pretty good.
Percolator.
Or you could,
Yeah.
delve into the intricacies of what it takes to make this good.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lesson in life, and also in music, when it comes to music lessons,
It's a good parallel. Absolutely.
It is a good parallel, because you could just, and a lot of people, maybe that's enough, is just show me a couple chords.
Well, that's the thing. I know some people that they learned how to play Blackbird. It took them a while to do it, and that's the only thing they know how to play, and they're kind of okay with that. And it's like, all right, so when somebody has a guitar, you can pick it up and you can play Blackbird, and that's all you can do, and you don't really want to do anymore. Okay, go make music, do your thing, whatever. But, I think a lot of times, because for us, people come to us for lessons, they come to us for our expertise. So if you're coming to learn, we're kind of approaching it from the perspective of, you want to learn how to play this instrument, you want to play it well, so that's what we're going to help you do.
You want to understand why you're doing what you're doing.
Right.
Instead of put your hands here, hit this twice, move them over here, hit this once.
I had a student ask me at a lesson about apps, like are there any good apps for learning how to play music? And short answer was no. I mean, I think there's some helpful things out there. Maybe if you already understand a lot of the fundamentals, you could get, the musician app or whatever, and, kind of get some basic things down, understanding what the names of the strings are on the guitar or the keys on the piano or things like that. But anything that's going to be sustaining long-term growth, it's difficult to find any kind of app, at least that's advertised, well. Some of these real popular apps, they're just these kind of quick flash in the pan.
Well, and I've found
it's exciting. You play it, and now you've played something that sounds similar to the song, and you're all thrilled because you can whip that out, in front of your friends and play it, and they'll be impressed and all that. And that's good. It serves its purpose. But to me, my journey with the guitar started out playing chords.
Right.
And then I was totally dissatisfied after a while because I could play anything, play the chords to it. But then I saw Eastman.
Andrew Eastman.
Andrew Eastman.
Look him up.
Played
Google
a guitar.
him.
Yes,
he's
look
amazing.
him up. He is an amazing musician, and he played the guitar, and I was dumbfounded. He was playing the percussion. He was playing the bass. He was playing the melody. He was even getting harmony in there.
Well, and we were watching him live playing, and it sounded like 3 different people up there, and it was all him. He didn't have a pedal with the bass coming out. He was just him, acoustic,
Yep.
you know, and it was really impressive. I
That's
mean,
cool.
just because of the sound and how he could get so much sound out of a guitar.
Yeah.
And then he sang too. So,
Yeah.
you know, it was really great. But this kind of
Andrew Eastman.
Andrew Eastman.
Yeah. His son, he taught his son how to play, and now he and his
Oh,
son
yeah.
play.
Okay.
They play together, and
Yeah.
his son's
He's
awesome.
just as good.
I
as
know
his
who you're
dad.
talking
yeah,
about.
He's amazing
Yeah.
too.
He's awesome. And they got like the one album they have. His son plays electric guitar,
Yeah.
and his dad's playing acoustic,
Yeah.
and like it's just beautiful,
That's
man.
cool.
And
That's
it's
cool.
so cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it is a process, but it's like that. It is a life lesson. You can get kind of the quickie method for anything. It kind of bridges into what I was going to talk about as far as being a teacher and reflecting on the year. We're coming to the end of the school year, and there's time.
I'm still not ready for
it's
that.
a time to, but
Drink,
sometimes.
Yeah.
But I know teachers that just want to I just want to survive. I just want to make it to summer, and then I'll hit next year, and I'll just survive another year and survive.
But
another
this
year.
is why when you keep saying we're getting close to summer, that's why I keep saying don't say that,
Right, but
because
that's-
I'm like, for
right.
me personally, I don't want to go there. I don't want to be like, oh man, just it's almost here. It's
I
like,
know,
you know,
right.
10 more days.
No, and I agree.
Because
I'm not
then
like that,
you
yeah.
know, first of all, you make yourself miserable.
Right.
The kids feed off of that.
They do.
And then they stop trying and doing anything
Yes.
for
Right.
you because they're
And testing is
already
like
feeling
next
it.
week, so
We,
it's,
well, and
yeah.
we've got our shows coming up,
Right.
and you know, it's still,
Yeah.
you know, I gave everybody the same speech last week that we
Yeah.
are not almost
We're
done with
not.
school. There's so much school left, and even if we are 5 minutes away from the end of school, you're still at school.
Yeah.
So we need to be
So it's
here.
a character lesson too.
Well,
Yeah.
it is.
You know, push it
But
to the
that's
end,
it.
you know.
And
Yeah.
so these reflection questions are always good. This is one of them. In the last 12 months, what were your 3 best work experiences?
Oh, you want me to answer?
Yes.
We know you're dying.
But it's good. That's what I mean. It's good to reflect. And
All
I
right,
think it's
so-
important to reflect. It makes you a better teacher.
And how much time?
Oh, how much time now or
Yeah.
over the last 12
Over the last school year, the whole school year.
The whole school year. What were
was-
your 3 best work experiences?
Or teaching private. you know.
I would focus on the private lessons since we are Ron K's music instructor.
Well, okay, but
you could get fired if you don't.
I know, right? Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Just
I know my
saying.
boss is a jerk. Yes. So, well, I mean, okay, school year, because the school year starts in August, so
Yes.
you know, like calendar year, you know. But
no, it would be.
it's,
Look, you
yeah.
wanted to go first, and you're
Yeah.
You're
you're
really
just like eating
overthinking
up all
this,
the
Josh.
time.
Yeah,
You're
I know.
kind of
Well,
way-
yeah, you sprung it on me here.
I
so
did. I
mean,
sprung it on you.
I have to think. Well, I mean, most recently, you know, I mean, it was definitely work related. It didn't happen at school, but doing that Blue Wahoos game, you know, our choir sang the national anthem and God Bless America, and we raised over $2,000 for our music program.
Yeah. Woo.
So yeah.
So that stands out.
So
in
that
my
that
mind as being-
right now, that was a huge win, and it was
Right.
a win all the way around for a lot of reasons, because it was you know, we were having difficulties with parents understanding what we were trying to do, the value of what it is that we were trying to do. You know, a lot of parents, other teachers, and even the administration tend to think, well, what's the big deal? You just sing, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, we just sing,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
it's
it could be that. It could be like you don't need, you know, theory and
yeah,
skills.
it's the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
It's the same
And
idea.
there are unfortunately teachers that just do that.
Right.
You know, let's
Right.
just sing, and they kind of give it a bad name. You know.
Well, and that's the thing. Everybody kind of goes, okay, it's elementary kids, so they kind of already set their expectations
low,
way down
yeah.
here because they think kids. I don't know if kids are going to sing. They're not, and so they're not expecting them to be trained and to you know, really know what they're doing, be able to project
I know.
and
Open
support
their
and
mouths,
open their
have
mouth
good
and vowel
round
shapes
vowels.
and
Yes,
all of
there you
that
go.
stuff that we work with them. So I work with them really hard on that. And then, you know, the thing that I'm trying to do with these kids is help them establish good patterns that they could continue throughout the rest of their life, whether it comes, it's the practice that we're doing singing, or it's just understanding that importance of a good work ethic when you go to take on whatever it is that you do,
those life lessons are
the good
precious.
feeling you get when you put the work in.
Yes,
absolutely,
and you do it.
and it
Yes.
pays off, and all
Yes.
of that stuff. And see, a lot of my parents do not understand that, and don't realize, I think, that that's the bigger picture of what's going on.
But I think that's kind of normal because they just send their kid to school.
That's it, right?
And they're not infinitely involved in all the things that's going on during that day, what they're learning and all that stuff. So
Absolutely.
they may not even be aware. However, I think that, it falls on you to educate them and to
Absolutely.
let them know that it costs, what'd you say, $500 to put on a
at
show?
at least $500 for us to do a show.
Who would think, man? It's a bunch of kids out there singing. How's that going to cost $500?
Well, because we're not doing the Mickey Mouse Club theme song,
Yes.
and even if we were, that would cost
be
us money.
expensive.
That would that was a
Nowadays,
bad
it might cost
example,
you double.
right? Yeah, that's it.
There
That's
you
it.
go.
Or get you kicked out of Florida.
I know, for real. Oh my gosh, that's it. We couldn't even do it. So I mean, but that's the thing is, so when we did the performance, at the Wahoos, and everybody saw, and they saw how good it was, and not only that, but they saw how we moved as a unit, and we got on
We
the
were
field, and we got off the
organized,
field,
and the kids
we
were happy.
That was it, and that was the thing. Like with as strict as I am about following rules and procedures and everything like that, and making sure that I maintain a high bar for them to reach, everybody did it, and they were happy with
They
it.
respond.
Yes.
And they respond, exactly, and no kid was feeling, leaving there feeling bad or worn out or burned out or anything like that. They left there like super excited and ready for practice the next day.
Yeah.
So that was definitely that was a big moment.
So what about you,
big
Ron?
deal.
What is one of your best work experiences of the last year?
Well, there's quite a few, but I have this drill that we learned from Simon Phillips in Nashville. He was doing
He's a
drum,
drummer. Okay.
He's a famous drummer.
I know.
He played for Toto and a billion other people. He's a monster with chops and
Rudiments.
technique. Yeah, he's just on. His drum set is 3 bass drums, and he has like 22 different toms. I think the roadie said there's 22 different toms around
It was
there.
crazy.
gosh.
And a whole bunch of cymbals and a gong, So I mean, he had everything, man. And he just pulled out the snare drum, came in front of center of the stage, and he showed us this drill. And he showed, starting out with it, Simon Phillips says, well, I like paradiddles because, like, whatever you do with your right hand, you got to do with your left hand.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of brushing your teeth. You're brushing your teeth with your right hand, then all of a sudden you switch, you're brushing your teeth with your left hand,
Yeah.
And then it's magic, it just happens as a result of doing these drills. But it's 2 single paradiddles, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. 2 double paradiddles, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left. And 2 triple paradiddles, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left. And then you loop it around. So when you put that in time, you're doing 16th notes for the single paradiddle. They're 16th note triplets for the double, and they're
30-second notes.
30-second notes for the triple. So you're going real fast when when
By
you're
the time
going.
you-
So we, like he did at 56, we did around 56
Beats per minute with the metronome.
just to start out. And so by the time you hit the triple, you're going versus da 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 da.
Right.
So it has it takes a lot of control to do this, and when you loop it around, it builds incredible control. You kind of like master all 3 triplet versions by one exercise. Which I think you could go through and teach those one at a time, and that's good. And there's a place for that, but this drill kind of gets it all done in one swipe.
The 16th note triplets and the 30-second notes. Yeah.
I've got an 8-year-old drummer student, and he came in and he was learning this and he was getting it, and much to my amazement, And I was telling Josh, and he works hard, man. He focuses, he does good. I said, well, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have him put that on the drum set and do this, we do this triplet pattern or paradiddle pattern with the ride cymbal and the snare drum, where the ride is right, left on the snare, right on the ride, and then you switch it around and do the snare twice. And that's the rhythm, so it's paradiddle, and then you go and do the drill. Your snare drum is the singles, the middle tom is the doubles, the third tom is the first half of the triple paradiddle, and the floor tom is the fourth triple paradiddle.
So you're doing it around the drum set.
Yeah, and it's cool because it picks up. It goes da 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 da.
Yeah.
And it's really, and then you go back da 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 da.
Back to the rhythm.
Yes, and I was telling Josh, and he says, "There's no way he's gonna get that." And I said, "Man,
not in the first lesson. Let's be clear, okay? I wasn't saying he would never get it.
No, he got it in the first lesson.
That was the thing. I didn't think he'd get it in the first lesson.
That was the thing. This week, he totally blew me away, man.
Yeah.
Let's take that over to the drum set. Okay, cool. And he started doing the rhythm on the cymbal.
Yeah.
And I thought, he's got it already.
Yeah, he understood.
It's in his head,
going
man.
on. Yeah.
And he did it, and he got it really good, and he kept doing it, which it was amazing.
Well, you practiced on the pad first with the metronome, and then went to the drum set. Yeah.
And nailed it.
Yeah.
And so that to me was like a huge, gratifying experience, because the kid's 8. For an 8-year-old to do that is just really pretty rare. There's not many 8-year-olds that can rip it up like that.
Yeah, that was great.
That's cool.
So those are two recent things. I think that's what happens when we think about things that have happened in the last year. We start with something that is most recent, probably. And so I'm next, I guess.
Yeah, and you can't pick anything recent because.
Oh no! I know.
Way to lay the hammer down.
I know. Well, I do want to.
Who remembers the beginning of the school year? Are you kidding me?
Well, and
my schedule got changed 9 times.
Yes,
so.
I know it did. It was rough. But if I'm thinking about private lessons, I had a student, an adult student. I have a lot of adult students. I think my other adult students don't realize that. They think that mostly, especially piano, they think it's mostly kids.
They do.
I don't have any children voice students right now. They're all adults, and I have.
That's funny.
No, I have one. I have one boy that's like a teenager.
Okay.
But all the other.
But no
and most
children.
I have a lot of male students right now, and just and not everybody. I have more people coming in than I did a year ago.
Coming in person?
Coming in person.
Oh, okay.
A lot of
that goes without saying. It was COVID and all that stuff.
Yeah, but
I'm still about half and half.
No, you have much more online.
More online?
Yes.
How about that?
It's really funny.
Yeah.
But mine, some of them fluctuate each time. But anyway, I have an adult piano student that was not, she was just not making progress. And we switched the method because I thought, well, maybe if we do a different method, it would help. So we started with one method book, and it just wasn't working. And then she switched to the other method book, and she was having a little bit more success, but she was missing lessons. She wasn't practicing. And finally, we sat down, and what is your goal? She's like, well, I want to play like you. Well, okay, and that's great.
That's a good goal. Yeah,
that's a great goal. But I've been playing since I was 7, so you can't necessarily have that many years to get now. And I'm not, you know how I think about my piano playing. I don't think I'm that good. But I can play and I can do what I want to do. I've heard this my
whole life.
I know. She's just humble.
Well,
maybe phony humble.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I could be a lot better. But anyway,
couldn't we all?
Yeah. But anyway, so she said she wanted to
you
be
not
able
so much.
Yeah, right.
She wanted to be able
nope,
to...
I'm good.
Yeah, there you go. She wanted to be able to play, a song, hands together, 2 hands at the same time, playing a song that sounds like something, not just little dinky songs from the book or whatever.
Right.
And I said, well, we looked at the end of the book, and there were songs like that at the end of the book. So I said, well, we got to get through this first level of book, and then I think you'll be happy with your progress, and you'll want to move on. So we counted up just like we used to do with your homeschooling. We
Oh,
counted
okay.
up the number of pages in the book and figured if she passed one song a week, how long would it take her to get through that book? And we made it would be like in November. So it was kind of like, okay, by the end of the year, so she said, well, by the end of the year, then I'll be able to. So I'm going to set that goal, and I'm going to work towards that goal. Well, just setting that goal, she's tearing it up. She's passing 2, 3, 4 songs a week.
Sometimes it helps them line that, organize that in their
and now
mind.
she's talking about playing the violin. So she's really excited. She's like, well, I'm going to get done with this sooner than I planned.
Yeah.
So then I'll be able to pick up another instrument.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And
good.
she really wants to play the violin.
That's
good. So it was really motivating.
Yeah.
You know, it was exciting.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, and that was you took the time to, basically help her understand what it was that she was trying to do.
Yes, and this is what it's going to take.
Even people that take lessons, like they come and they're paying for lessons and stuff, they sometimes will forget. Like you get in this zone of, well, do the lesson, practice during the week, do the lesson, practice during the week, and kind of get out of
what's the end game.
What am I trying to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
And some people, that is what they're trying to do. Like that's good enough. Like I've got a couple of students right now where I talk to them about goals, and I'll be like, I'm thinking about us trying to do that, and they're like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like they're just kind of going along with the ride, and they're checking stuff off and learning new things and just kind of going. And then I got other students that have more specific ideas of what they'd like to accomplish. And then sometimes I have students that don't really even realize what can be done until they start learning more, And so I've had people that came in that, had the goal of, well, I want to learn this one song. That's the whole reason why they've taken lessons, is because they want that one song that they want to be able to do. And then I'm like, okay, these are going to be all the things you have to be able to do before you can get to that point. And then once they start kind of going along the journey and seeing what's out there, then they start going, oh man, I can do this, and I can go this, and we can do finger style, or we could do we could do if it's fiddling music or what, you know what I mean? Like they start all of a sudden, like these other avenues start becoming more apparent to them. I got a guy right now who's doing claw hammer banjo,
and he came to my school.
He did. It came to you.
I was thinking about him.
We got to shout out to the captain there, because
Connor. Captain Connor.
Yeah.
He was amazing. He was such a gentleman to accept that invitation to come out to your school and to play the banjo for the kids.
Yeah.
And what was really cool was the kids got their spoons.
Oh yeah.
And they started playing, unbeknownst to him, this wasn't practice. They started playing the spoons with him playing the banjo.
Yeah.
And he loved it, man. He was like, we were rocking out.
It's cool. Yeah, well, and it was.
And he'd say, "Let's pick it up," and then he'd start going faster, and it was
so much fun.
It was, and then I was excited because Josh was inspired. Because he's doing spoons at his school, and now he's like, I'm going to bring my banjo in.
Well, it was so funny
play.
because I'm listening to, they have in the curriculum, they have, backing tracks that you can play the spoons with, and it's somebody playing the banjo.
It's all banjo music.
Yeah, it's all banjo music, and so,
and
like,
fiddle.
I had heard it, I heard the music, because we were practicing with it and stuff, and I don't know, the thought didn't even enter my head, and then till I saw them, and I was like, well, shoot, I could do that. Like, I could bring the banjo, we could play together, and so, I'm going to do that this week. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, so that was a great experience.
It was phenomenal,
really
man.
Yeah,
it was everything you would hope for.
And I learned a lot about the banjo, actually. I mean, I thought I knew stuff about the banjo, but I didn't know, I really didn't know, like, what the strings were tuned to, and he let a couple of the kids come up and hold the banjo and strum it, and it's a G chord.
Yeah.
With just open strings. And then the kids were like, that sounds a lot better than the ukulele.
Or the guitar for that matter, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's it.
So they were excited because they could, it sounded good just open,
Yeah.
And they didn't have to press on anything. And then
That's
he
cool.
showed a couple of them how to do some bars and to make some bar chords. And it was, so it was he was really great to, like, the one class he let everybody hold the banjo. And they were really excited about that.
I just wish that somebody did that when I was in elementary school. I mean, that's I don't know people understand what a blessing that is to have a guy like that come in and share his knowledge with you in his instrument. And I think it would be really thrilling as a kid at that age to be able to hold an instrument somebody was, tearing it up on, and then you're like, wow, man, I could do that someday.
Yeah.
So I really
Absolutely.
think that's awesome.
It's pretty cool. It is cool. So cool. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back.
Ron Kay's music instruction has been trusted by thousands in Pensacola to learn, play, and love music. Our strong passion for teaching music provides expert knowledge and guidance which helps you succeed and have fun with your music lessons. Whether it's a bucket list dream or a desire to enhance your child's life, our music lessons are the answer. Call 850-453-9966 now. Realize your musical dreams. Visit musiclessonspensacola.com today.
All right, and we're back.
We're back. We
That's it.
kind of did a behind the scenes with the barista thing at,
I kind of like that. That's why I think we should do that some more. you know?
Yeah, do a siphon,
Yeah.
but it takes too long.
Well, I mean, not necessarily.
We could do it and
We
then
can
do that
edit.
time lapse.
We can edit.
Yeah.
That's it. Exactly.
Slow motion.
Exactly.
Okay, so we got a new fish tank. So all of our
Oh,
students,
yes.
it is beautiful. I'm
Yes.
sorry, that has nothing to do with coffee,
It's
music,
not a new
or
fish tank. We cleaned the
you
fish
cleaned it.
tank. Josh and I cleaned the
Yes,
fish tank.
Yes,
Cleaned
but
the
I
fish
was
tank.
telling all my students this week that how you did a little bit at a time and you like took stuff out and cleaned it and ran it through the dishwasher. Then the next day you took more stuff out and did that. And then eventually, you took everything out and cleaned it. And then yesterday we, when we filled it up, normally it still has like sediment and it didn't. It was like
Yeah.
crystal clear.
It's
It
good.
came out good.
good.
I was amazed. It
And
come
so
out-
we bought
when we
fish.
got the new stone. When we put new stone in there, it had sediment that came
Yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah. No, I
It
remember
clouded
that.
the water a little
Yeah.
bit until it got sucked down under there. And
So, are the fish doing good?
They're
Oh,
so
they're doing
happy.
great.
They're so
good.
excited.
Awesome.
Yes, they really
You got
are.
those neons.
They're all neons.
Yeah.
There's 8 of
neon
them.
glow.
So so we fed them last night. They were really excited.
Okay.
And,
Well, they looked happy. Like when we got them, and I put them I put the bag in the top, and stuff.
Yeah.
They looked like they wanted to
Excited.
get out. They
Yeah.
were like real excited.
well, and
yeah.
this morning I came out and I put my face up. I said hi guys, and
Yeah.
like they came
They
right
all
up to the
came.
class. It was like.
like Evan Almighty.
Like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, except for the green striped
Yeah.
guys, they were like doing their own little thing. But
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
ones
That's cool.
did, yeah.
So good.
it's
Yes.
nice.
So when you come
So
and
you'll
visit,
see
you'll see
at your
the
new lesson.
see the new
Your
fish
next
tank.
lesson.
All right. So we're gonna talk football now.
Football.
We'll wrap this up. So the draft just happened. So there were for the Browns. Free agency is still, it's kind of ongoing, but there were some moves that they did right before the draft. They re-signed Ethan Posick. He was the center,
Yeah.
for 2 or
He's
3
good.
year extension. Yeah, he's pretty good. I think he deserved it for sure. They signed an extension for cornerback AJ Green. They signed, this dude, Agbonia Okoronkwo.
there's a
Yes.
drinking game.
Okoronkwo! That's it. That's what we're going to
Yeah,
do.
you must be able to pronounce it.
That's it. So he's a defensive end. A lot of people were really
But they
excited about
signed
that
him
one.
before the draft, didn't they?
That's what I said.
Oh,
This is
oh,
what
that was
happened before the draft.
I was going to say, okay.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
and then the big one that I was excited about is defensive tackle Dalvin Tomlinson coming from the Vikings, and he's a big guy.
So these
He's
were
gonna
deals
do
that
really
they
good.
made before.
Yes, this
Yeah.
was before.
Okay.
They let go of Jadeveon Clowney. They let go of safety John Johnson III. They signed Juan Thornhill from the Chiefs
Yes.
to a 3-year deal as a safety. And they re-signed Sione Takitaki. They signed Jordan Atkins, tight end. I'm not really sure
You
about
said that
one.
really loud.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody
Just in case.
He's
turn
trying to-
down on that,
Yeah,
okay?
turn down.
Jeez.
Maurice Hurst.
No,
defensive
no.
end. So I don't know, a bunch of other guys, but the biggest one I think was getting Elijah Moore. They traded some picks with the Jets to get Elijah Moore, and Elijah Moore is wide receiver. I'm really excited about him because I think that he's young, but I think he's really good wide receiver.
Yeah.
And
Who's he
was
coming from?
The Jets.
Oh, the Jets.
Yeah, and that was part of making room so that they could sign Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, so I mean, I was going to say the Jets. Oh my gosh, that's very
Watch
exciting.
the Jets this year.
Oh man!
Yes.
No
I mean, it has
time,
a possibility to go either way, but it's going to be
I think
love
it's
'em
gonna
or
be
hate 'em.
exciting.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
he's already like he was at the Rangers game yesterday
really?
and stuff. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
He's already moving in and
Yeah.
getting into the community and
But
stuff.
does he live in New York or New Jersey?
Yeah, I know, right? He probably
I don't
lives in
know.
New Jersey.
Yeah. Mm.
That's it. So the draft then was not as exciting, I don't think, as it has been in years past, just because they were so low on because they give
Yeah.
away all their picks, right?
Yeah.
So they had a ton of, fifth round, sixth round, seventh round picks, and I think their first one was in the third round. So they did get Cedric Tillman, who's a wide receiver from Tennessee. A lot of people were upset with that call because they felt like there were better players that were on the board at that time that addressed needs that we have.
Yeah, there was a lot of grumbling
Well,
about
yeah,
that.
I wonder at this point if the Browns management ever had the thought enter into their mind, what the hell were we thinking last time?
Oh,
don't
no, they're
No.
very
Would they-
confident.
Are they?
Oh, absolutely.
That's just,
This is the plan.
we're already one Super Bowl in a hole.
Yeah,
according
well,
to this bragging,
that's
Yeah.
it. So they did adjust later on because they got defensive tackle Siaki Ika from Baylor, and he's
and he's
really
supposed
good.
to be great. When you watch his footage,
Oh, yeah,
he's
yeah.
really good.
Well, he's a big guy. They keep comparing him to Vita Veda because he's like from Hawaii or something. Like he's a big guy, strong. He's got a huge arm, wingspan. Like his arms are really big, and so they're thinking like
sacks.
opposite Myles Garrett.
Yep.
He could be.
And I
be
think
big
they're
time.
thinking like Miles can kind of groom him,
Yeah. Oh,
teach
yeah, yeah.
him.
And I think
The
he's got the
ropes.
athletic ability there. Now, the one that I'm excited about, though, is they signed DeJuan Jones, who was offensive tackle from Ohio State.
Yes.
Only gave up one sack.
Yeah,
And
he's
it's
pretty
he
amazing.
is
So it
amazing.
appears that most of their, don't want to say all, most of their choices were defense.
It seems
Not-
that way.
Now wait,
Really?
now,
Oh.
wait a minute, hear me
Okay.
out. Don't get all, flying off the handle here.
Okay.
You got Deshaun. He's going to need some blocking.
Well, here, I'll tell you because I got the numbers. So there was 1, 2, 3 defensive players that were taken in their draft, and then there was wide receiver, defensive tackle. They got another quarterback to be the backup, and then a center. So that was 4.
So they got
offensive
another
pieces.
center, even though they
So it
did
was
some
about half and half.
And what are you getting another quarterback for?
I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah, well, that
and nobody knew why they got another wide
He
receiver.
is-
You have a fantastic backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I mean-
I love him too. But Dorian Thompson-Robertson is the guy. He's from UCLA. He's friends with Deshaun Watson.
Oh well, that's
So
what it's
that
about.
was kind of the
the
thinking.
kid that they drafted?
Yeah, that was kind of the thinking, was that Deshaun Watson probably had some influence in saying, I want to bring this guy in and I can mentor him.
I
and all this
imagine
stuff.
Deshaun Watkins is wearing many hats these days because they owe him so much money.
Oh, you know what's funny is the last post that they did was literally of him putting his Browns hat on. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's the one in charge now. I mean,
Well,
you can't do Baker Mayfield to him.
Oh no, you're
or
stuck
OBJ
with him.
or any of them other people
Absolutely.
they screwed.
No, you're stuck with them, and that's why I think that to a certain degree it was probably good that they listened to him because I mean, whether they want to admit it or not, you're gonna have to let him be in the driving seat.
Yeah,
a
he's
little
going to
bit.
have to have
and he
a say
better
in this
deliver.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, and
Because
then
I
that's
mean,
the whole
let this
thing.
be another full season,
Right.
and we'll see what he can
Well,
do.
now
Because if
we're
it's
in-
all talk,
Yeah.
which there is that possibility, folks, nobody wants to
or
realize
he could
that.
get hurt because they didn't.
Well,
Yes.
that's the thing that's
The
killing me. It's
offensive
like,
line,
right.
they didn't
I mean,
pack that offensive line too
and it's the
good.
same-
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
If
It's
I was
the
going
same
into
thing.
that draft in charge of this stuff, I'd be giving me some offensive linemen
Yeah.
and backups for the backups.
Yeah, well, that's why they drafted
got-
the tackle from Ohio State. That's why I'm
Yes.
really excited about that. This center right here, this
He's
Luke
supposed to be
Weipler,
good,
is
too.
also from Ohio State.
So he would be a backup to
Posick.
Yeah.
Well, or he might get the starting position
Yeah.
because they said they're all going to compete,
So now we have now we have the season of speculating from
this
now
is,
until
this
August.
is what's going to happen. Well, and as long as these guys, stay out of the headlines, because that's the other thing is like Perion Winfrey has got all these charges now levied against him. He's all in trouble for his assault and all that stuff.
Who is he?
So he was a defensive player they drafted last year.
Oh.
And so there's all that going on.
Isn't the Browns organization the mental hospital of the NFL?
It's kind of what it is. Yeah, we were going
Come to
down.
us,
Yeah,
we'll rehab you.
that's it.
There you go.
They did it with Hunt, Antonio Callaway, Josh Gordon. I mean, the list goes down the line. It's kind of like they'll take the leftovers of whoever's out there. Team, players that teams won't want to touch at all.
Yep.
Because of the problems they've been in.
Go?
We don't know yet.
Oh.
He hasn't.
This is where he's still with us?
This is where the reckless speculation is going to come in because what are they going to do with him?
He's a good player.
I think so. They're all considering him out. Like everybody that's talking about.
Who's going to replace him?
Well, they've got Dimitri Felton. They've got that Jerome Ford. There's another running back that they signed in undrafted free agency.
But all of those guys have something in common with Hunt. They're kind of hit and miss.
Yeah.
When they're hot, they're hot. When they're not, they're not.
Well, and I think that's part of the reason why their assumption is that Hunt is gone is because you can pay Dimitri Felton pennies, basically, compared to what all these other guys are making to get the same type of output that you're going to have to pay millions of dollars to Hunt for because he's a veteran and he's been in so long and, blah, blah, blah. So...
Well, we'll see.
I appreciate there's a reporter named Daryl Ryder, and I appreciate what he says because he tends to try to, he seems like he's a fan, but he tends to try to like give
balance
it straight, like this is what it is, and this is what they need
needed.
to do and stuff, right? And it's difficult because I think that it seems like Mary Kay is trying to, she's giving everybody the benefit of the doubt and they haven't earned it. You know what I mean? I think after all these years and you only made the playoffs one time, and you've spent all of this money and you've done all of these crazy moves that totally changed the industry.
Yes.
And then you're going to be like, oh, give us the benefit of the doubt that we're really smart and we know what we're doing. Yeah. Why? What have you done?
There it is.
Besides drive up the costs of players.
Exactly. And so, so we'll see how it plays out.
I'm disappointed in her because I hate to see somebody sell out like that. Jedrick Wills, he
Is that his name?
Jedrick Wills,
Hey, I got it right.
He got it right. Yeah,
hey.
that's it.
Mispronounced his name a bunch of times this morning. He has no motivation.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He'll give it the
hustle.
one shot.
Yeah,
and then he
if
stands
that don't
and
work,
watches
he watches the guy go
by.
right past him.
Right. No, I really feel like he's lacking conditioning, and I think.
Well, that could be it. Yeah.
I really think that that's his biggest problem because he does. I see that there are times where he'll do something that was like, oh, that was so great. It was a great block, and then
he's exhausted.
And then he's exhausted,
needs
and then there's like
sideline.
3 sacks will come after that. And it's just like, dude.
And when you watch him go by you, like. Oh, he's going to get the quarterback.
Well, is Bitonio on the offensive line too? Yeah, because he does.
And Wyatt
really
Tyler.
I mean, I feel like
Those guys aren't
Bitonio
going
does.
anywhere.
Yeah, he does well, but he can't be all over the field. He has his spot. Then they'll target the other side because that's where Wells.
Yeah, because that's where Wills is, right? And they all know that, and that's why the losses started getting worse and worse as the season was going on because everybody figured that out.
Right.
And
we could just
how's
beat
that
up
going
Wills
to change for this year? They're going to put him in there again.
That's why I'm so
Unless
excited about DeJuan Jones here because I think the Ohio State guy is going to give him a run for his money, and I think that he needs. You're talking about like he's got no motivation.
Maybe this will motivate
This might be
him.
motivation.
Yeah.
He might be a really good player, and he just needed that competition.
Somebody coming behind him, like now he's got to step it up.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
We had a lot of local talent drafted from Pensacola. We're very excited.
I don't know. It's in the water.
It is.
It's something besides dioxin.
I don't know.
It's
Well,
funny,
maybe it's the dioxin.
Maybe.
So Devin Witherspoon, he of course went to Pine Forest. Pine Forest seems to crank out.
They do, yeah. They're on
Pine
the
Forest
street.
and Escambia.
For a long time. That's been
But
the way
the
it is.
speculation was that he was going to go late in the first round to they thought he was going to go to Detroit.
Yeah, but he was
didn't.
like third, wasn't he?
He went third, I think. See,
or
now I have
fourth.
to find.
He was fourth because
And he went to,
Texans did third.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Well, now I don't know because
you
I
had
can't.
the story.
No, because I can't find the story.
Oh man.
Local players to watch.
You
I'm
rattled
sorry.
her.
I know.
I got all shook now.
I'm sorry.
Well, Devin Witherspoon. So I know where he went. I do, but I can't think of it. Oh. Well.
Okay. Well, that's all right. That's all right. We'll think of it.
Dallas?
We'll
No.
No.
Well, Dallas signed this fella. I don't have a list. I have to look at every single one of these articles.
Yeah. Well, but
Durden.
Durden from UWF.
David Durden. He was a wide receiver from
Yeah, that's
UWF.
that great UWF team.
Yes. So he's going to Dallas, and that was exciting. But he was in that undrafted whatever after the draft
Free agency.
thing.
Yeah, undrafted. But it was like shortly after they had their eyes on him.
And then there was a Choctawhatchee Alex Ward. He signed with the Rams.
Witherspoon went 5th to the Seattle Seahawks.
That was it, Seattle.
Yeah,
I know.
there
I
we
was
go.
excited because Baldwin was with Seattle. And then we had an Escambia High.
Doug Baldwin was also a local player for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had Escambia High, went to the Titans. He was from Escambia.
Who was that?
His name was Jacob Copeland.
Oh.
He went as a undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
He was a standout player at Escambia High.
He absolutely was.
He went to college. He went to Florida. He was a Gator. He
Oh,
was a Gator and then a
okay,
Gator.
okay.
But then he transferred to Maryland, and he finished his last season in Maryland. He played 12 games.
That's awesome.
And when he was at
He had a good
Escambia
season.
High, he was ranked as the 5th best wide receiver in the nation.
No, I remember
Sounds
him when
incredible.
Yeah.
So
I
he's a
remember
wide
him when he was
receiver,
at Escambia.
and he went to
he was
the
a lot of fun
Titans.
to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
that'll
cool.
be exciting.
That's
I'm
going to be
excited
fun.
for him.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. As long as he has somebody decent throwing to him, because it's so weird what they're doing in Tennessee right now. Because they drafted Will Levis, but then they have not Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Tannehill.
Tannehill. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have Tannehill, and then they have Malik from last year's draft, and now they have Will Levis. So I don't really.
Those are all the.
Those are their
Quarterbacks?
quarterbacks. Yeah.
So they
it's
don't
just
know what they're
really.
doing.
I don't think they know what they're doing.
Well, they're following the Browns.
yeah.
Well,
Hey, look, man, the
Tannehill
Browns
was
are
injured.
doing it, you
So
know?
wasn't he injured?
He was
and that
injured.
was the problem.
I'd still think he's got years left, but he's not like he's not like Tom Brady or anything. But
Yeah.
I think he can. He reminds me of Kirk Cousins. I think he can win you games. He can do decent, but they said that basically everybody's starting out the same, and they're going to go through camp and see it's going to be a quarterback competition. They're
Yeah,
gonna
they
see
say
who
that
stands
every
out.
year.
Yeah.
They already got their mind made up. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, it worked for Seattle last year because nobody saw Geno Smith coming out to the top of that pack, and then he did amazing, had a heck of a season, and they're looking to run it back again, with him this year. Now he's their proven starter, so maybe it'll work for Tennessee. They have a quarterback competition.
And
see who
Odell
comes out.
Beckham Jr. went to the Ravens.
Yeah, big whoop.
Oh no, that's
I
you
like
know,
him, and I
hooking him up with Lamar. I
Yeah.
see some crazy
Yeah.
stuff happening, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
Lamar will dance around. Everybody will come chasing him, and he'll just.
Yeah, if he throws, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I like Lamar, but he
runs a lot.
runs so much.
He's
why
very
he gets-
cautious
Yeah.
about
That's why
that.
And he is
gets
cautious
hurt.
about throwing, and it's like it almost
But maybe
seems like
he
a
was-
waste to me if you got somebody like OBJ standing in the end zone and you're going to run.
Isn't that the story of Cleveland?
Well, it is.
But that might be why they got him. Maybe they feel like Lamar would have confidence throwing to
Yeah.
him. And maybe
I think
that's
Lamar
the
is going to
deal.
have to start throwing more. I mean, it gets to a certain point, as athletic as he is, you can't keep running and taking all those hits. You
No.
know? So he's going to have to start.
He spent a lot of
pocket
time last
passing a
season
little bit more.
being
Benched.
injured.
Well, and the year before that too. So I mean, yeah,
He plays a good half a year.
yeah, I know, I know. Well, and this was the problem with the whole signing him thing and him wanting to be paid the guaranteed money as Deshaun Watson, and I can't blame him for saying that because I'm sure he feels like he's a better quarterback.
Well, and now look at those two
Yeah,
and what their actions are on the football field, and he's better. than
oh yeah,
Deshaun Watson.
MVP and multiple playoff runs, and
But
I mean,
the story is,
Wait and see.
that's
Wait
what it
and
is.
see.
So it is multiple Super Bowls coming
yeah,
our way.
like
Here
I
they
said,
come.
after 10 years of that, you kind of get like, okay, man, you
Yeah.
had your shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's time to move along.
Well,
Yeah, well,
we'll
we'll
see.
see.
Now
We-
you're gonna.
Yeah, we're stuck with him, so we got to
got him.
see
We
what
gotta
we got.
See how we're gonna do.
He's not gonna be Johnny Manziel, so we'll be all
That's it.
right.
Well, we'll see. It is hard now because now there is so much speculation at this point, and we're gonna do when we get closer. We're gonna do our fantasy football. We'll do a league, and we'll let everybody know, more people know, so we get more people involved in that. It'll be a lot of fun. So that'll be good.
Cool.
So we kind of changed it up a little. We did coffee, and then we did music, and then we did a little bit of football here at the end.
There we go.
So
yes.
very good.
All right. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed it. We did.
Yes, we did.
That's it. So be sure to like, subscribe, and however you're listening to us, rate and review. We appreciate those too. Let everybody know about Coffee with the K's, and we'll see you on the next episode. The intro and outro music is provided by Ron K off his album K-Struction, so be sure to check that out. If you're interested in music lessons, you like what you heard, go to musiclessonspensacola.com and sign up. All right.
There you go.
We'd like to teach you and show you what.
In person or remote.
Absolutely.
We didn't get to cover the summer slump thing.
Oh, well, then we'll have to do that next time. We already have podcast material for the next time.
There we go. There you go.
And
Wheels are always.
I know. If you ever have something you want us to discuss or questions for us, you can always let us know, and we'd be happy to do that as well.
Sounds good. Thanks for joining us with Coffee with the Case.